Hi everybody, Mr. Politics here, and welcome to another video. Well, yet another Cabinet Minister, Jonathan Reynolds, the Business Secretary, has been caught lying on his CV. Well, who'd thought that? Who would have thought that this would happen again? I mean, we've already had Rachel from Accounts Reeves lying on her CV, and now another one. How many more Cabinet Ministers have lied about their CV? I mean, how do we know it's not Starmer? He hasn't lied about his in some job he did in the past. Or Angela Rayner, David Lammy, Yvette Cooper. It would appear that we've got a government of liars. Every single one is a liar. But of course, Jonathan Reynolds is going to spin his way out of this, isn't he? He's going to say it was a mistake. He made account that he was trained to be a lawyer, and he was not. I mean, I don't know how these MPs get away with these things they do. I just don't know how they get away with it. It's lie after lie after lie. I mean, the mainstream media, for a start, are not calling for him to be sacked, haven't they? But if it was a Conservative minister, they would be shouting there, demanding that he be sacked. If it was a Conservative minister, because they used to in the past, hadn't they? I mean, you had Kay Burley, Carol Vorderman. I mean, she was always calling for Conservatives ministers to resign. But since her lot has got in, she's gone very quiet, hasn't she, Carol Vorderman? But going back to Jonathan Reynolds, I mean, how did he, con his way into making people believe he was a solicitor when he was not? He was never made a solicitor. It's a criminal offence to lie on your CV. So really, he's in trouble. I mean, it's another headache for two-tier Kia. Poor old two-tier Kia. He's having a lot of headaches, isn't he, at the moment, with one thing or another. I think he ought to go and lie down in some darkened room and for a while and forget about his problems. But he's certainly getting a lot of headaches, isn't he, two-tier Kia? I mean, what a bunch of clowns we've got in government. Every minister we've got is a clown. That includes Starmer and the rest of him. I mean, he's the biggest clown of them all. But yes, Jonathan Reynolds thought he could get away with it. I mean, it's one rule for them and one rule for the rest of us, isn't it? The things these MPs get away with is just, mind-boggling, isn't it? The way they get away with it. They ought to be able to count to what they're doing, but of course they won't. Nothing will happen to him. I mean, he'll keep his job. Knowing Starmer, he won't sack him, because if he sacks him, he'll have to find a replacement. I mean, it's the same with Rachel Reeves. She's on a borrowed time. She hasn't got much longer left before she has to be sacked. There's going to be a reshuffle, I believe. The rumours are flying around that there's going to be a reshuffle, so she might not be Chancellor for much longer. But it just makes you wonder, doesn't it, how they lie. It just shows you these politicians, how they lie and cheat and steal and con their way to these top jobs when they're not capable of doing the job. I don't know how Jonathan Reynolds was made business secretary. I mean, he said that he was telling that these foreign companies, they could come and invest in Britain. Well, I don't think they won't invest, because the way things are going with their tax rises, which kick in April, don't they? But anyway, going back to Reynolds, I mean, I don't know how he became an MP. I mean, it's just, well, I don't know how he did it. Who he conned to, he must have conned the Labour Party in to giving him the job. But, well, you know what I've just said, the politicians, MPs, they lie, don't they? They lie about everything. I think he thought he could get away with this and he wouldn't be found out. But you know what the internet's like? Isn't the internet's a wonderful thing, isn't it? The one who found this out was Guido Fawkes. Shout out to Guido Fawkes for uncovering this story. I mean, Starmer, once again, Starmer is embarrassed. He's a laughing stock. He doesn't get anything right, does he? He can't do anything right. He's certainly picked a bunch of clowns as ministers, hasn't he? I wonder, like I've said, I wonder who's next. Who's going to be next to find out who lied on their CV? These stories will keep coming, and they're going to keep coming to bite Starmer on his ass. And, you know, like I've said, them people, the internet is a wonderful thing. Like I've said, it's a wonderful thing, and people can find anything out about anybody on the internet, about what they've done in the past. I mean, they say that Starmer has got some dirty secrets he's hiding, so I wouldn't be surprised if something doesn't come out about him in the near future. That would be embarrassing for him, wouldn't it? He would have to resign. But knowing him now, he'd probably get the media to squash the story and not report anything, because he's trying everything, isn't he, to censor the media. I mean, the media we've got in this country is useless anyway. They're no good anyway. All they're doing is siding with Labour. They're just a bunch of Labour lovies. But like I've said, Jonathan Reynolds thought he could hide this, his lies about his CV. He thought he was going to, he thought nobody would find out, but they have. Anyway, that's the end of this video. Mr. Politics here signing off. And remember, don't believe the lies.